folks, I'm wearing 14 pairs of Spanx on to look only 40 pounds overweight, huh? What do you think? Do I look good? It's a custom-made suit. I got it from Amazon Prime. I look amazing. I can't breathe. Listen. There's still such a huge imbalance of representation and visibility of like drag kings, of trans men.
I think that the drag community could stand to be much more inclusive of all different types of people.
We do exist, and we're here to entertain you just as much as everybody else.
Since it started in 2009, RuPaul's Drag Race has launched drag queens into the spotlight, helping its stars book world tours, land TV shows, and build lucrative careers.
In a world full of 9s, be a 10.
If I want to do ratchet drag next week, can you give me any tips?
If you want to do like memorable drag next week, I can give you some tips.
RuPaul is someone that I have such mad respect for. From her history in the clubs, from Atlanta, from New York, from the VH1 variety show that she had. So she was the first one, a drag queen, to have a TV show. And then now, this next phase of her career, where it's mainstream, and she has done so much for the drag community, and also it has created an economy around drag. Like, there are a lot of people working now and getting paid more than like $5, you know, at the, and they're touring, and like Bianca Del Rio's like touring all over, you know, the world. And so it's really, it's like it's kind of like what Johnny Carson used to do for comedians.
But some say drag kings haven't experienced the same mainstream success because women, trans, and gender non-conforming performers lack the same visibility in the entertainment world.
Is it a man or a woman? Is it a man or a woman? Liz, the answer is no. For the 8 people that got that joke, give yourselves a round of applause. For the rest of you, it's going to be the longest 7 minutes of your f***ing life tonight. I'm not going to tell somebody what drag is. I'm going to embody that. Drag queens, you know, the exaggeration parts of femininity, and they're really going for it. So I do that in the opposite way, so to speak. I think today a lot of the drag kings, they really push the boundaries of masculinity and femininity, and they play with both of those things. The people are more fluid. The rules are out the window.
Producers for RuPaul's Drag Race say queens often earn thousands of dollars for appearances and rake in 6-figure incomes after appearing on the show. Murray Hill says he hopes to create a similar platform and to eventually bring his performance to the small screen.
When I started in '96, the reason I started doing this is I wanted to increase the visibility and level the playing field. RuPaul's been doing this way longer than I have. So I want to get to that point where this presentation, this character, you know, is in mainstream, whether it's TV or, you know, if you don't see yourself represented, go out and represent yourself. And my advice would be for drag queens and any drag, especially more so drag kings and whatever other umbrella term is being used, is to use your voice. What's more subversive and powerful than that? Nothing. Showbiz.
Brooklyn-based collective Switch and Play says the lack of mainstream visibility for drag kings is a reflection of our culture's obsession with femininity. They're hoping to change that by inviting more performers to take the stage.
And I'm Miss Flowers. Thank you so much for coming out.
Switch and Play is a drag and burlesque weirdo group that tries to be as inclusive and intersectional in drag and burlesque as possible. It started in 2006, so we're old now. And It started as a drag king troupe and has since morphed and taken on new life and new members, and it's a wonderful thing to be a part of.
And I'm super excited to bring to the stage Switch and Play's longest running member, K.James.
I hadn't really seen any drag kings prior to moving to New York and finding Switch and Play. They basically became my brothers at the time, and then after I did the open drag night, they kind of asked me, they're like, do you want to join us, actually? It kind of just grew from there.
I think that drag is an important place to play, and not just with gender, but with the world around you. And I love to use my drag in that way. If anything, it's just even more of me on stage. But there's still a lot of confidence that has been gained from doing drag and doing burlesque, especially as a fat person. Being able to go out there and be like, hey, this is my body, and people are like, yay! You know, that's lovely. When the rest of society is like, why? And I'm just like, I don't know. And then, you know, the audience is the one that just buoys you back up. Like, you're awesome. And then you're like, I might be awesome. And then eventually you're kind of like, no, I am awesome. That's my story.
For me, drag is a way to reclaim the objectification of the trans body. It allows me to reclaim my own agency by getting on stage and asking people to look at me. I mean, I would hope that drag in the future would be more inclusive of all types of drag, whether it be drag queens, drag kings, non-binary performers, trans performers, burlesque performers, drag-lesque performers, anything anyone ever wants to do, basically.
RuPaul made headlines in March 2018 when he spoke to The Guardian about what it means for openly transgender contestants to compete on Drag Race. He said, quote, "Drag loses its sense of danger and its sense of irony once it's not men doing it. And, quote, for men to do it, it's really punk rock because it's a real rejection of masculinity." RuPaul said later that he regretted the remarks. But drag kings have yet to compete on the show or be featured on a hit series. Still, performers in New York are optimistic about the future.
I won the Brooklyn NIGHTLIFE Award Drag King of the Year in 2016. The first time that they had that category. And everyone is very excited about just the changing face of drag and the future of drag that's kind of starting to come out of Brooklyn.
I want drag to be truly intersectional. Truly intersectional. It's not just about the drag, it's also about the human beings. They're all important, they're all valid, and they should all be included. And there's no right way to do drag, and I think that that is becoming more and more accepted as a widespread form of entertainment, and I'm so here for it. I'm so ready for it.